Insane mental security of El Chapo's Supermax prison. What do you get when you combine a notorious drug lord, the most secure prison in the United States, and state-of-the-art technology? The answer is El Chapo's cell at ADX Florence, the infamous Supermax prison in Colorado. El Chapo, also known as Joaquín Guzmán, was once the leader of the powerful Sinaloa Cartel and responsible for tracking tons of drugs into the US. But after multiple prison escapes and recaptures, authorities finally got the upper hand by locking him up in ADX Florence, a facility designed to house the most dangerous and high-profile inmates in the country. From its strict staff selection process to its use of advanced surveillance techniques, ADX Florence is considered one of the most secure prisons in the world. And El Chapo's cell is no exception, with features and design elements that make it virtually impossible for him to escape or communicate with the outside world. So, join us as we explore the insane mental security measures in place at ADX Florence and the impact they've had on the world of drug trafficking. Let's take a look at who El Chapo is and why he's considered one of the most dangerous criminals in the world. El Chapo is a Mexican drug lord who founded and led the Sinaloa Cartel. The cartel is responsible for trafficking vast amounts of drugs, including cocaine, methamphetamine, and marijuana, into the US. According to Forbes, El Chapo was one of the richest men in the world, with an estimated net worth of $1 billion. El Chapo gained notoriety for his daring prison escapes. In 2001, he managed to escape from a maximum security prison in Mexico by hiding in a laundry cart. He remained at large for 13 years before being recaptured in 2014. He was then held in Mexico's Altiplano prison, which was considered one of the most secure prisons in the country. However, he managed to escape again in 2015, this time through a tunnel that he had dug in his cell. After his second escape, El Chapo was recaptured and extradited to the US in 2017. His extradition was a massive victory for the US government, which had been pursuing him for years. However, it also marked the beginning of a new chapter in El Chapo's saga, as he was sent to ADX Florence, also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. This prison is located in Florence, Colorado, and is known for housing some of the most dangerous criminals in the world. The prison is designed to keep inmates in solitary confinement with no contact with other prisoners or the outside world. The United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility is a federal supermax prison that was designed to hold the most dangerous and high-profile criminals in the country, including terrorists and organized crime leaders. The facility was opened in 1994 and has become known as one of the most secure prisons in the world due to its stringent security measures and unique design. The prison is designed to keep inmates in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. The cells are soundproofed and have no windows, and the doors are made of solid steel. Inmates are monitored by guards and cameras at all times, and the staff is highly trained to detect any signs of escape attempts or communication between inmates. ADX Florence has been praised for its ability to maintain high levels of security, but it has also been criticized for the psychological toll that solitary confinement can have on inmates. Some experts argue that the extreme isolation and lack of human interaction can cause several mental health problems, and there have been calls to reform the use of solitary confinement in prisons. Despite these criticisms, ADX Florence remains one of the most secure prisons in the world, and it is where El Chapo is currently being held. El Chapo's cell at ADX Florence is designed to be highly secure, with a range of features to prevent escape attempts or communication with the outside world. The cell is soundproof to prevent any communication with other inmates or the outside world, and there are no windows to prevent any contact with anyone passing by. The cell is lit by a single light bulb that is on 24 hours a day, so there is no chance of darkness to aid any escape attempts. The door to El Chapo's cell is made of solid steel and is controlled remotely by the prison staff. This ensures that he cannot tamper with the door or try to escape. His cell is sparsely furnished with only a bed, a toilet, and a sink, and he has no access to any electronic devices or other amenities. El Chapo is allowed to spend 1 hour a day in a small outdoor recreation area, but even this area is designed to prevent any communication or escape attempts. The area is surrounded by high walls and a fence topped with razor wire, and the floor is made of concrete to prevent any tunneling attempts. The area is also monitored by guards with binoculars, and there are cameras in every corner to ensure that he is under constant surveillance. El Chapo's outdoor recreation area at ADX Florence is a small concrete space surrounded by high walls and a fence topped with razor wire. While he is allowed 1 hour of outdoor recreation time per day, this area is designed to prevent any communication or escape attempts. The floor of the area is made of concrete, which means there is no chance of tunneling. The area is also monitored by guards with binoculars, and there are cameras in every corner. The guards are trained to detect any signs of escape attempts or communication between inmates. Additionally, El Chapo is not allowed to communicate with any other inmates during his outdoor recreation time. The high walls and fence make it impossible for anyone to throw anything over the fence to El Chapo, and he is not allowed any personal belongings during his time outside. Any exercise equipment or furniture in the recreation area is bolted to the ground to prevent it from being used in an escape attempt. Overall, El Chapo's outdoor recreation area is designed to allow him some fresh air and exercise while still maintaining the high level of security necessary for a Supermax prison. The staff at ADX Florence undergoes rigorous screening and training to ensure that they are up to the task of dealing with the most dangerous criminal in the world. The hiring process is incredibly selective and competitive, with candidates needing to pass several rounds of interviews, psychological evaluations, and background checks. Once hired, staff members receive extensive training in various areas, such as self-defense, crisis management, and communication skills. The training process is ongoing, and staff members are required to attend regular refresher courses and participate in simulation exercises to prepare for emergency situations. Additionally, the staff at ADX Florence is expected to maintain a high level of physical fitness and undergo regular medical and psychological evaluations. Working at ADX Florence is not for the faint of heart. Staff members must be able to handle high levels of stress and danger, as well as maintain a professional and unbiased demeanor when dealing with inmates. The job requires a high level of discipline and attention to detail, as the smallest oversight could lead to a serious situation. The rigorous training and screening process helps to ensure that only the best and most capable individuals are selected to work at ADX Florence, making it one of the most secure prisons in the world. The guards at ADX Florence use a variety of surveillance techniques to monitor the inmates' every move. The prison is equipped with cameras, microphones, and motion detectors, which are strategically placed in every corner of the facility. This allows the staff to observe the inmates' behavior and detect any signs of escape attempts or communication between them. The surveillance footage is monitored by a team of trained professionals who are trained to identify any suspicious activity. In addition to cameras and microphones, ADX Florence also employs a system of sensors that can detect movement or sound. For example, if an inmate were to tamper with a door or window, the sensors would trigger an alarm, alerting the staff to the potential security breach. The prison also has a system of metal detectors and X-ray machines that are used to scan incoming mail and packages for contraband. All of these surveillance techniques are designed to ensure the security and safety of the facility, its staff, and the inmates. They help to deter potential escape attempts and ensure that any attempts are detected and neutralized quickly. The prison is surrounded by a high-tech security fence that uses electronic sensors to detect any potential breaches. The perimeter is also monitored by armed patrols, watchtowers, and high-tech cameras. The facility's doors and gates are electronically controlled and can only be opened remotely by staff members. Inside the prison, inmates are monitored 24/7 by high-resolution cameras and microphones. The cameras are strategically placed to capture every angle of the inmate's cell, and the microphones pick up even the slightest sound. The data is then analyzed by a team of trained professionals who look for any signs of suspicious behavior or communication. Additionally, the prison uses advanced biometric identification systems to control access to restricted areas. All staff members and visitors must undergo rigorous background checks before entering the facility. They are also required to provide biometric data such as fingerprints, iris scans, and facial recognition to confirm their identity. Overall, the use of technology plays a crucial role in securing ADX Florence, and the prison continues to invest in new security measures to maintain its status as one of the most secure prisons in the world. El Chapo's arrest and subsequent incarceration at ADX Florence have had a significant impact on the drug trafficking and the Sinaloa Cartel. As the head of one of the largest drug trafficking organizations in the world, El Chapo is responsible for the distribution of massive amounts of drugs into the US, including cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine. With his incarceration, the Sinaloa Cartel has faced a significant decline in its operations, as El Chapo's leadership and connections were critical to the cartel's success. Additionally, his imprisonment has led to a power struggle within the organization, resulting in increased violence and instability within the cartel. Law enforcement agencies around the world have also been able to use information obtained from El Chapo to make significant strides in combating drug trafficking. Through his cooperation, authorities were able to seize large quantities of drugs, shut down drug smuggling tunnels, and arrest key players within the Sinaloa Cartel. Despite these successes, drug trafficking continues to be a significant problem in many parts of the world, and the Sinaloa Cartel remains a formidable force. However, the incarceration of El Chapo has undoubtedly dealt a significant blow to their operations and demonstrated the impact that law enforcement can have on organized crime. ADX Florence is considered one of the most secure prisons in the world, but how does it compare to other high-security prisons? One notable comparison is with Russia's Black Dolphin prison. The Black Dolphin prison is known for its strict and brutal conditions, including the use of torture and solitary confinement. However, ADX Florence places a strong emphasis on mental health treatment for inmates and does not use physical punishment. Another comparison can be made to France's La Santé prison. La Santé has been known for its high rates of inmate violence, and its security measures are not as advanced as those of ADX Florence. The same can be said for many prisons in South America and Africa, where overcrowding and corruption are prevalent. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And as always, stay tuned for our next upload. We'll see you soon.